Good one for Drew.
It's all right. We're already going live, dog. Hey, all right.
I don't like that this is on the left side. Okay.
No, put it on there. It's on my left side. Not
I
your
don't like
left
the
side.
way it cuts.
What's up? Hey.
FBI, open up!
Hey, dude. Let's look. We gotta look. Is it too loud or is it too quiet?
No. We're good.
Listen, I got my. Okay, here's the thing. This whole where's the white? Look, this whole idea to do this shit started.
I was sitting.
This is Miguel. Everybody, look over there. Look over there and wave hi. This is Miggs. Miggs and I have been friends for way too long, and the whole idea to do a talk show started when Miguel and I started. He would come in the office and we'd just talk about what happened over the weekend. That's literally how this whole thing started.
The first couple of hours of
Yeah.
definitely Mondays.
But it was always we were just very honest with each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a special edition of
Drew in the morning.
Let's talk about UFOs, dude.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, man. Jess and I were just having this discussion. Okay, I'm gonna tie a couple things together here. All right, before we dig into UFOs, I was, dude, I don't even know where to start with this one. And I used this quote earlier, but I'm gonna add to it. To know Jessica is to love Jessica, and to love Jessica is to trust Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Jess and I are both very kindred souls, and both of us have no problem talking to random people at any given moment. And if you've ever been in public with us, you know that.
For sure.
And it gets weirder when we go on the road because I'll talk to anybody and she'll talk to anybody. Dude, we were on a trip and I was doing a conference. This is when I was like last year when I was going to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And she calls me up and she's like, dude, I met this chick on the plane and she's right beside me and she does this and that and we're going to go drinking and when you land, you can meet up with us. I was like, you actually talk to people on the airplane?
Right, you're those people?
I'm sleeping, dog. Like, do you clap when it lands also? No, but anyway, so she met this person on the plane and ends up like day drinking with her. And then it was a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. Similarly, this is the couple tiers here. Similarly, she was in Savannah, Georgia, celebrating her sister's birthday, and her sister and it was her and her sister and her mom, and they were out having a good time. Mom bailed. It was just the two girls, and her sister was out having a great time, and so Jess went into big sister mode. Pulled back up to the bar. Was just hanging out, making sure that sis was safe, doing the things that she was doing, having a good time, whatnot. She ends up talking to the person right beside her, as Jess does. Mm-hmm. No harm, no foul. I mean, I trust my wife impeccably. You know this.
For sure.
So she ends. Have you heard this story?
I don't think I've heard this one. No.
Oh shit, baby! I hope you're listening. Because here's my version of the story. I'm waiting, dude. She's gonna call me any minute right now. If she's listening, she's gonna call any minute on WhatsApp. It's gonna ring, and we'll bring her in if she's a loyal listener.
Okay.
So she's posted up at the bar. Homeboy's beside her. She starts talking to him, and she asks him. She goes, "What do you do?" And he looks at her and he goes, "I'm a mind reader."
That's right off the bat. That sounds like a pickup line, but okay.
And Jess is like, "Oh God, here we go." I really want her to tell the story. It's more fun when she tells it. Oh, and she says, "Move on." No, she's still talking about the other one. Like, should we call her? I wonder if I can call her on here. Hold on.
That's the next step on her.
Like, let's see if we
going.
Yeah.
Make sure I get the feed.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can call. That's too small. There we go. Add favorites, search contacts. Let's see if we can bring her in real quick. Tell me if you see her name. There's Eli. Let's not call him. That's Jessica's mom.
There you go.
Like, hold on. She doesn't. Hey, she doesn't know she's gonna be on. We might want to mute this for a second. Like, don't pull her audio in yet. Hold on. Hey, I'm bringing you in. You're a call-in caller. I'm bringing you in. We're live again. We decided to go live again. Look, can you? Oh, here we go. Ready? Look, hey. Okay, look, you're live.
I don't want to be on your show anymore.
You're on the. This one's real good. We're going to talk about UFOs, but to get to UFOs, here's what I need from you. I've already started the story. The stage is set.
Hold on, let me put my headphones on.
Okay, go. This is good. This is totally worth your time. Oh, there's people beside you.
Yes.
You're in an office. There's people.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, here we go. So the stage is set. No one else can hear me, right?
Right.
Okay, good. Because so you are. I'm looking. There we go. I'm looking. You're with your sister and your mom. You're in Savannah, Georgia. Your sister's on the dance floor. You're posted up at the bar, and you decide to start talking to the person right beside you. And you look over at him, and
Yes.
you're like, "What are you doing here?" And he looks at you and he says, "I'm a mind reader." Is that how that worked?
I mean, not exactly, but sure.
Okay, so you meet this since you can't tell the whole story. This is great because you're in a spot where you can't talk too much, so I get to have my liberties with the story. This is awesome. So, so you meet this mind reader, and you treat him like a normal human being. You don't treat him like a mind reader. You're
Well, I didn't believe that he was a mind reader.
okay. So you and you become friends because that's what you do. You're a friendly person. You become friends with him, and you hit it off, and you guys have a fun night and whatever. And then he mysteriously shows up on your airplane after you handed him your phone when you were intoxicated.
I did give him my phone. He gave me his contact information. That's true.
And you were intoxicated.
He did not take my. I was.
How long did he have your phone? You give me your phone for 45 seconds and I can be a mind reader. I'm just putting that out there. Anyway, that's not the fun part of the story. He seemingly nice guy, right?
Incredibly nice. Yes.
Okay, super nice dude. And Jessica.
So the thing is, we're having a conversation, and I said, "Well, what do you do?" And he said, "I'm a mind reader." And at that point, I was like, "Oh, come on!" Like,
it's a pickup line. Yeah.
Look,
right, I was
babe,
like,
I've got Miguel here. Miguel decided to put on the headphones because this is what we're going to talk. This is very important. Anyway, I'm going to skip through the story a little bit. So Jess gets home, and we'll go into we can go into the drama about it later. Dude, she didn't answer her phone, and I was like calling and texting like, "Hey, just let me know you're okay. Like, are you safe?" And she's not answering. And her sister's I've got her sister's location, and her sister's showing up 2 blocks away. And Jess is 2 blocks in the other direction in a club, and she says, "I'm kinda with my sister." I was like, "You're kinda with your sister, or you're kinda with your sister?" I was like, "I fucking hate that word kinda. Like, I hate the word kinda. Kinda? Maybe? A little bit?" And I didn't understand what she's saying. And on text, you don't know.
Right.
But I was like, "You're kinda with your sister, like, you're a little bit with her? Like, she's somewhere in the distance? Or you're like, hey, I'm kinda with her?"
Yeah.
Anyway. So Jess didn't answer the phone till 4 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, "Dude, I'm sorry. Long night." Anyway, the next day.
Flashbacks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did I tell him that you had to be carried up the stairs?
It's 2 days later, by the way.
2 hours later. So no. But the next day, she's like, "Dude, I'm at."
2 days later.
No, I'm not there yet, man. Hold on. So the next day, Jess sends me this message, or we're talking on the phone, and she's like, "Dude, this is the guy that I met," and she sends me a link. Legit mind reader.
Okay.
Headlining show at the Strat in Vegas. Very well known in the circles of illusionists.
Yeah.
Tricks or something.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, tricksters. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is it? Tricks or something whores do for money? Isn't that the. Anyway, illusionist. Anyway, so, honey, long story short, you become friends with this guy. We go out to Vegas 2 weeks ago. You went to go see him. Took our kid.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I remember
goes
you
and
about that. Yeah.
and sees the illusionist, and so that
You skipped the part that he was on my flight home.
magically.
Yeah, he was on my flight home. So we became friends on the flight, and he was telling me his life story and telling me how he got started, because it turns out he wasn't lying and he really is a mentalist.
There you go.
Very, very nice man.
Very nice guy. So, and you know me. It's like, it's Jess. Okay. I just want to make sure your voice was included for that part. You want to continue on here, or do you want to get to work? Because I'm going to talk about what we talked about in the car. About the podcast and everything else.
No, let her get to work.
I've got to get to work.
Okay.
Y'all have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So here's what happened. So she talks to this dude, and I was like, and so naturally I dig into him. I was like, who's this dude? is he going to be like, is he trying to hit on my wife?
Yes,
you know,
my wife, yeah, for sure.
you know, and so I start reading up on him, and he's on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's on all these different things. I was like, wow, you know, and so then I start to read a little bit about who he was. So he had done a podcast that is an incredible podcast called The World's Greatest Con.
Okay.
And it's about him and this other cat, and they participate in something called Project Alpha. And this is like in the early 80s, and their whole thing is to try and figure out how to what's the word I'm looking for? How to make it seem that magic is not really magic, or that, you know, having ESP and being able to move things with your mind, how it's just a crock. So their idea was to come in and what's the word? Demystify all of it. And by doing it by blowing up this one thing. The guy from McDonnell Douglas put $500,000 into this research academy called the Mac Lab, and at the Mac Lab they brought in all these people who were showing them that they could move minds and do all this other stuff. And it was basically built before the CIA did it, to prove that these were real things, that people had mental powers, that they could bend metal with their fingers, and they could bend keys, and they could make things move across the table. So this cat, his name's Banachek, him and his buddy were the two main students that they researched, and they were the case studies on how they could actually do stuff. But it turns out, and there's the podcast is fascinating, because they knew that they were just tricksters. They were going to lie to him to make him think that they could do it, and at the end of it, they were just going to expose it, and they were going to be like, "Ha ha ha! Fooled you. We were lying the whole time. We were working together to, you know, to show you that what you're wanting to believe in is not real."
Right.
It's a great podcast. Probably going to be a movie. Hopefully, it becomes a movie. It was very fun to listen to, but through that, the reason that I bring it up is there's a guy named the Amazing Randy. I forgot his first name. Something the Amazing Randy. Whatever. I was listening, but it was interesting. This dude was like the number one truth sayer for any of that stuff. So, you know, if it's like UFOs, he's the dude that would come out and totally be like, "No, it's not UFOs. There's a piece of string there, and it's got like a flying saucer on it." Or, you know, "Ooh, I can move this with my mind." "No, you put a magnet underneath the table and you scoot it along." You know, he's the guy that was
The ultimate naysayer.
the ultimate naysayer, but he did it in a way that exposed the truth.
Professional skeptic.
Yeah, that's what it was. I hope you're looking him up, because I can't think of the words right now because my coffee hasn't hit yet. He legit was the skeptic for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is that he died. He passed away, and when he passed away, if you listen to the podcast, he's the number one guy that would breed skepticism for all of this stuff. And through him, he had all these people that were